What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to Deadman's Triad Wrestling Podcast. We have Mr. Gerard Simonelli with us today. Ronnie's not with us for our Easter family function. I want to wish everybody happy Easter and Passover, whichever you celebrate today. Gerard, what's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
What's up? Another great episode of Deadman's Triad. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Staying busy, getting prepared for Easter today, but do a podcast and then eating some lamb.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So we have a really cool topic today, guys. It's a really fun topic. We thought we would discuss family bloodlines in wrestling, which obviously generations of wrestlers go back a few generations, and not just with the Samoans, but there are other family generations in wrestling that are popular that people may not have known that are related to each other. So I thought that'd be a cool topic.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun one today.
I'm going to show our banner here at the bottom.
Okay.
There we go. I always
There you
forget
go.
to put that at the bottom so people know what topic we're talking about.
Yeah, it helps me out too. Oh, okay. That's the topic today. Thank you.
Yeah, because I sometimes people chime in late, and even though I let everybody know when we get late listeners into the show, basically I throw that at the bottom so it helps people, when they're tuning in late. So it's always good. But I don't know. So, join us if you're not doing anything. Grab a cup of coffee, and we're gonna talk about wrestling bloodlines. So, I guess we should start off with the Samoas because they're probably one of the largest families in wrestling. Because they go back quite a few years, and actually Gerard found a really cool family tree of them. So maybe we could start with that, and we'll go with that for now.
Okay.
And then we could go over everyone else after that.
And the things I enjoyed because a lot of the old wrestlers, they all on the list. You're gonna see a guy named Peter Maivia, High Chief.
Right.
High Chief Peter Maivia. Him and Rocky Johnson are like my two top wrestlers are the Samoans that I've followed for a long time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand, this family's been around for how many years, and every wrestler you're seeing, it seems they're all related somewhere along the line.
Right.
And you're gonna hear a list of names of wrestlers. You'll be like, wow, these guys all together, family.
Yeah. No, totally. I'm gonna raise your volume up a little bit because you're a little on the low side.
Okay, let me see what's going on here.
No, it's not your end. I think it's on my end. Hang on. No, you're on mute.
Yeah, I did this now. Let's see something.
Yeah, I'm turning you up. There you go. All right, talk again.
Is that okay now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Yeah, because the last podcast that we did, I was on the low side too. I turned both mics up, so it should be better.
Okay.
But anyway, this is a cool family tree. It goes back to, I don't know how you say their. I'm not even going to begin to pronounce their names. Moana and Tovali, if I say that correctly.
Sounds good to me because I suck at pronouncing names.
I know. And then, well, this one I can pronounce. Peter Maivia.
Yep. High Chief Peter Maivia.
Yeah. So the three of them are apparently blood brothers because that's what they're connected as. And I'm assuming this is going back to like what, the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, this goes way back. This list.
Yeah. And then you have Afa Anoa. Ianoa, I don't know with the apostrophe. Again, terrible at pronouncing these things.
Well, I remember they were tag teams here. Offer and Sika were tag teams.
Yeah.
The Wild Samoans.
Yeah, they were the Wild Samoans.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the names of these people here, you're like, okay, who are these people?
Yeah. So the Wild Samoans, yeah. And then you had Lloyd Anga, Alpha Jr., and Samula Anoa.
Well, if you go by their wrestling names, everybody understands the wrestling names.
Oh yeah. You know what? Duh. It's like right underneath it.
Yeah, so we wouldn't have to crucify him. Well, a couple of the names are pretty messed up too. So
Yeah.
I hate saying that,
But
but
all
you
right.
got
So Appa
yeah.
Junior and Samula is Samu and Manu, if anybody remembers them, and then L.A. Smooth was Lloyd Anawa.
And if you look at the local, they're related to. It goes down to Yokozuna.
Yeah. Uh, Black Pearl and Yokozuna. Their real names were Rodney Enga and Reno Anoa. So that that Anoa is there again. Yeah, I never knew Yokozuna was Samoan. I always thought, because didn't they portray him as like from Japan or China or something?
Uh, Yokozuna. From like almost Tokyo or something. Yeah, yeah.
If I remember, yeah.
And if you look at the list here, you remember Sika. Sika.
Yeah,
Now he's related. His relations is Roman Reigns and Rosie. Remember Rosie?
yeah. Didn't and Rosie passed away, didn't he?
I think he did. He had that crazy war paint on his face.
Yeah,
The tattoo. Yeah.
yeah,
And then you got Sika's also related to Tonga. You remember Tonga?
yeah.
Rikishi and Umga Umaga.
Umaga.
Umaga, that's right, that's it. And then it goes down to the Usos, that as we know today.
Yeah. Fatu.
Yeah.
And then of course you got The Rock and his father, and then their
Well, his
family
father's
history.
Rocky Johnson.
Yeah, and then goes to they're related to Peter Maivia.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He's the high chief.
Right. Wasn't, if I'm not mistaken, do you remember um, when Eric Bischoff was general manager, got announced as general manager by Vince McMahon when he first came, uh, when he first made his WWE appearance, he had a tag team called 3 Minute Warning. Weren't they also Samoan? Remember them?
Oh,
When Eric Bischoff would say, "You got 3 minutes," and then he would call them down, they would attack people.
I think they were. I don't really remember them too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Hang on.
Yeah, I remember 3 minute one, but I didn't follow them much.
Let's see. 3 minute warning. Here we go. Wrestling. Oh man. And here we go. Yeah, they were. Eddie Fatu, because they don't have them listed on the family tree, which is I'm very surprised. Matt Anoa and Eddie Fatu. Now, actually, Rosie was one of them, and the other one was Jamal.
Jamal, I remember Jamal. Yes,
Rosie is listed on the family tree, but Jamal is not, which is
that's
kind of
right. He's not. So
yeah.
I wonder if he's actually really related to them then.
It's possible that he's not. He could be Samoan, but he may not necessarily be in relation as far as bloodline. So, you know, and then another person, um, I'm forgetting about Hawaiian. Is he Hawaiian or Samoan? Jimmy Snuka,
No, they're related too.
aren't
Because
they?
Jimmy Snuka's related to them, and also Nia Jax.
Nia Jax
Yep.
and Tamara. I
Tamara also. Yeah, I think Tamara is Jimmy Snuka's daughter.
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I thought so.
Yeah, they're all related also.
Yeah, that's why I thought we would get Samoan history out of the way because it's like a little complicated. Who's related to who and how far back? Mm.
Yeah, It's an interesting topic because we have to really do some research on these guys.
Yeah. At least I was somewhat correct about 3 minute warning. I knew about them. They had a cool gimmick. I really enjoyed their gimmick, even though it was very short stint.
It was only 3 minutes. That's why.
Yeah. It was a 3 minute short stint. Um, you know who else is from Hawaii, but he's not related to any of them. Um, Samoa Joe.
I'm surprised he's not related. Actually, he should be.
Yeah.
Deola.
Right.
I'm sure along the line is related somewhere along the line with somebody with those guys.
Right. What about Haku? You remember Haku?
Ako, yes. Yep.
Isn't he related?
I didn't see his name on the list. I really didn't see his name on the list there.
Yeah. And then who else you have? I don't think they're Samoan or Hawaiian. I don't remember where they're from, but you remember the Barbarian, and his daughter is Lady Tapa. You
Yes.
remember her?
hmm
Yeah, and I don't know if they're Samoan or Hawaiian.
So that's gonna be our next topic. We're gonna see if you're Samoan Hawaiian and have a wrestling. We'll make our own wrestling match.
Yeah, right. So there you go. But I mean that's pretty much I think the Samoan or slash Hawaiian family tree there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if you read about this, but I heard rumors, not this year's WrestleMania, but next year's WrestleMania, The Rock wants to face Roman Reigns.
Oh.
So I don't know where they're going with that one.
But didn't they wrestle a while back in the beginning?
In the
Didn't I
beginning,
think
they
the Rock?
did.
I think the Rock dumped him
Right.
because his uncle. That's his uncle.
Yeah, his uncle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it could be like a passing of the torch kind of thing as far as the family bloodline there.
Unless
So,
the Rock wants to be the High Chief.
well, I don't think he likes the direction of what he's being utilized as, being the chief and everything. So I think
Yeah.
it's kind of being maybe a little disrespectful to their family past history.
Yep.
So not that they're doing that intentionally, but it's just all part of the current storyline that they have going on with Paul Heyman and that.
Well, if you remember the original storylines, I mean, Seeker and his his partner there, Alpha, I think it was. They were just crazy, the Wild Samoans. But if you looked at Peter Maivia, he was a very respectful guy. He didn't show authority to nobody. But they're
Right.
making the Roman Reigns thing as if he's like this real badass guy and like total control of everything. And he's
Yeah.
nasty. But the Samoans have never been nasty guys, except those two Wild Samoans. But that was part of their show.
All right. I found Haku family history, who I mentioned a few minutes ago. They were the Islanders. You remember before he split off to be on his own?
Yes,
That was a great tag team. I love the Islanders. I thought
they were good.
Tama and Haku were their names. Um, King Tonga.
I remember him too.
Yeah. They had a when they body slammed Big John Studd was a big thing. Remember, because the size of Big John Studd.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a big thing. They are, I believe, in relation to Jimmy Snuka. Just interesting. I don't know if I have that correct, but I'm just looking. Doing some quick research here on my cell phone.
Hey, remember when we started this podcast? I said, wrestling would be an easy joke, nothing. That's hard as hell. You don't realize how many wrestlers are out there, and everybody's related to somebody along the line.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could say one wrestler's name, and he has like 9 different names he used,
Right.
and different generations know him as other things. You got like Owen Hart, say. Then he's the Blue Blazer. Nobody knows who he is unless he's a Hart. No, he's
Right.
blue. So it's. But with these Samoans, it's very hard. It's very hard because everybody's related, and if they're not, we can't stereotype with the way they look. The guess they are because we don't know.
So let's go. I guess next would be um. Let's go with the Hart family.
Hart Foundation.
All right. You have
You can start Bret Hart.
yeah. Hang on. All right, that's better.
They have a big family.
Yeah. Smith Hart, if I see that name correctly. Well, you have Tyson Kidd is actually related.
Yeah.
Dean Hart,
Another one.
Natalie, Natalia.
Natalia.
Yeah. Teddy Hart. Uh, who else we got here?
If you're getting Owen Hart.
Yeah, Owen Hart, of course. Uh, Davy Boy Smith, which of course everybody knows him as the British Bulldog.
Yep. David Hart Smith.
Yeah, and then well, yeah, David Hart Smith,
Mm-hmm.
but Davy Boy was he had a different name.
Well, he got Natalia and Davy Boy's son, David
Yeah,
Hart Smith.
right. He had a very short stint in WWE, and then I think he got signed to like ROH, like Ring of Honor, or somewhere on the independent scene. I don't know if he's in AEW or Impact Wrestling, but I don't really hear much of what he's doing these days. I still think he's in the independent scene.
But the thing is, I used to love the Hart Foundation. I thought they were like one of the best teams.
Yeah,
And you know what? And that's a gimmick we didn't even say last time. The Hart Foundation.
yeah,
We didn't think about that.
yeah. We completely overlooked the Hart Foundation.
Yeah.
Bret Hart was like, I think, the next torch after Hulk Hogan. I think they really wanted Bret Hart to lead the way after Hogan's legacy.
And even the Anvil. The Anvil was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He came out. He knocked people all over the place. He came out. He used to take his little beard and go like this, and then take you out.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, Stu Hart was, as far as dating back to their family history, it was Stu Hart that really led the way as far as their family history. They all trained in the Stu Hart family dungeon. Remember the dungeon?
Yep.
And there was a lot of others that trained from their dungeon that weren't related to them, but
That's right.
became very well known because of where they got trained.
And then you got the Guerreros.
Yeah.
So if you put the Guerreros and Hart together, remember they had their own little wrestling federations, their own little dungeons themselves.
Yeah. Yep.
I
And
guess they're great wrestlers. Came out of
yeah,
both of them.
and I didn't know until recently when we started doing the gimmicks. Chavo went by a different name before he joined WWE. He went by something else before he became Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah.
So
I pulled it up last time, and now I don't know where I put it.
the pile of notes and research.
Yeah. Today was a tough day to do notes. I got stuck working in my garage. I'm like, podcast, run inside, podcast.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm enjoying my coffee this morning.
And then there's another family. A lot of people understand the Polfo. The Polfo family. It's everybody knows Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh, the Palfo family.
Polfo, yes. And nobody understands Randy Macho Man. And you understand his father, Angelo Polfo, was another wrestler also. And his brother Lonnie Polfo. You remember Lonnie Polfo?
Yeah, Angelo Palfo.
Yep.
Here we go. Yeah. He was birth name was Randall Mario Poffo was Randy Savage. I actually have him under my notes. Yeah, Lanny Poffo.
He wasn't that good though.
No,
He wasn't that good at all. Yeah,
And
he was.
Paco was their father.
Yes. Huh?
Yeah. And for those who don't know, if you haven't watched Dark Side of the Ring, Miss Elizabeth was actually real life marriage to Randy Savage before Lex Luger.
Randy Savage.
I love the Macho Man. I thought he was great.
I always I liked when he first came in, and just in general, his attitude was awesome. His
Yeah,
attitude was the way he wrestled.
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, didn't him and George Animal of Steel have a good feud
Yeah, well, because of Elizabeth.
because of Elizabeth? Because she used to be with George the Animal, right?
No, she was always with Randy Macho Man, and then Randy used to treat her like garbage, and then he was
Right,
like the hunchback of Notre Dame now, and he had to come and take her away. Maybe he carried her away a few times.
right, right.
He was like so gentle with her, and she looked at him like kicking her feet up, and smiling back, like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
probably saying, "Oh my God, this hairy guy, and he's all sweaty, put a green tongue. Oh God."
right. How about the Flairs? You got David Flair, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then you got Charlotte Flair, or his son and daughter to Ric Flair. And they don't really have a big family tree, but
No, not at all.
yeah. How about the
Like
Armstrongs?
the Armstrongs. I'm not really familiar with too much of the Armstrong family.
Um, the Road Dog.
Yeah, I
Was
remember Road Dogg though.
Yeah, he was in relation to yeah, they were a big hit back in the early '80s into the '90s. You had Bob Armstrong. I don't know if you remember him.
Not Bob.
Brian James, Brad James, Scott James, and Steve James. So they had quite a few generation of family in wrestling. And Road Dogg is a family member. Yep, this is pretty cool.
Let's
Uh,
see. And look up the Von Erichs.
there you go.
Now the Von Erichs had a big family.
Oh yeah,
You got yeah. Everybody remembers it. You know, you remember Kerry Von Erich.
right. The Texas Tornado.
Yeah, he was the one I basically grew up watching,
Yeah, me
and
too.
I liked him. I liked watching him. And then you have Fritz Von Erich.
Mm-hmm.
Fritz, I never seen him wrestle. They had David, Mike,
They were all
Lacey,
brothers, right?
Lance, Marshall, Waldo, and Ross.
They were all brothers.
All brothers. Yeah, everyone's related. Yeah, all brothers. And then, but most of them committed suicide.
Yeah, which is like, I'm sorry, but that's effed up.
Yeah, it is. It's like, you know what? And they had good career, and they all died at young ages too.
Crazy.
And I believe they all like bullets. They like shot themselves in the head or something. It's sick.
Wow. Yeah, I don't. I wonder what, like, if what's going on with that. Like, if there's something more to that.
I don't know. It was one after another.
Crazy. Yeah, I can't wait for season 3 to finally premiere. I've been I follow Chris Jericho's Facebook page to try to keep an eye out for announcements as far as Dark Side of the Ring season 3. But they're gonna have some really good storylines come out about behind the scenes stuff of different things. But I Chris Jericho narrates it and helps produce the show. Believe it or not. As everybody knows, I'm a big fan of Chris Jericho. I've been trying to get
Yep.
him on my podcast for like the longest time. So I got a
Okay.
response from their webpage. So
Okay.
cross your fingers,
That'd be great. Yeah.
right?
I'll tell you, if you get a chance just to watch, it was the last weekend, the weekend before I was watching wrestling, you know, and after wrestling, they had the Stone Cold,
Yeah,
the Stone Crush. He had an interview he did with what the hell's his name now? Oh, Randy Orton.
yeah,
Let me tell you, that interview was off the hook.
really,
You got to check it out. It's really good. Just know Randy Orton's true history of wrestling. He struggled to get where he's at.
really.
And then when he got pushed ahead, he even talks because he's another one on this thing. His father, Bob Orton,
Bob Orton.
because they all knew he was related to Bob. They pushed him ahead of everybody,
Right, right,
and he goes like anything. He goes, if you have the chance, you take it. And
right,
all the wrestlers in the back, they hated him. They hated him for that because they in there for how many years? This young kid comes up, he becomes champion,
right.
and it goes in the storyline about when he got attacked by what was that? Triple H, Batista,
Yeah.
and
When they
Flair.
were when they were in Revolution.
Yeah, and he talked about the whole thing, and even them, they were like, "Just do what you got to do." And Flair really helped him out a lot. He said,
Yeah, he was a big mentor to him.
"Yeah," but
Yep.
it is if you get a chance to watch. It's a really long interview, but it's really good though. I
Yeah.
really caught my. I was like, "Wow, this is intense, very
And
intense."
surprisingly, speaking of Stone Cold's podcast, um, Chris Jericho was recently a guest on Stone Cold's podcast, and everybody was quite surprised because of him being, the AEW star now, and they were really shocked on Vince McMahon's response, saying he was all right with it, and I don't know. Stone Cold gave kudos to AEW about how it's good for business, and they think AEW is good for everybody, and he praised AEW, and so did Vince, and I was quite surprised myself on his commentary about AEW because you know how Vince
Yeah.
is about his competition.
Yep. Yep.
You know?
Yeah, but I'm again. I don't watch many podcast shows as it is. I watch a few here and now, but that one actually caught my attention. And I was
Yeah,
watching it, and I wanted to shut it off, but it just because I wanted to watch The Walking Dead, and
yeah,
but I continued watching. I couldn't stop. It was very good. And he talks about his father, Bob Barton. He says his father was tough. He said his father pushed him, and he made him work for what he had to get for.
yeah, yeah,
But when he got in the wrestling federation, they knew. Oh, you're Bob's son. Oh, no problem. You're Bob's son. And he said when he went out to all the wrestlers, they were having lunch and they're all at a table, and he's sitting by himself. And they come up to him, oh, Randy, sit over here. He goes, no, I'm okay here. And then Triple H comes and sits with him, and they were like, oh crap, look yeah, because already he's with the CEO,
right,
and that was the biggest thing. He goes, you get the opportunity, you take it. He goes, no matter what you got to do, you got to take it.
right.
Yeah,
Well, I think maybe that's why I think Triple H kind of admired him in a way because he did the same thing, and that's what propelled Triple H's career because he did the same thing basically. He worked towards his goal, and he took advantage of a situation where he married the boss's daughter, and look what happened
yep,
to him.
yeah. And then they even showed when he talks about the Undertaker and his first match with the Undertaker. He goes, you saw me. He goes, I was little. I was a tall guy, a little skinny guy. He goes, the Undertaker took him under his wing,
Yeah,
and he made him look good. The Undertaker, even though the Undertaker pinned him, the Undertaker allowed him to get knocked down, get hit. And he goes, if you looked at all my moves, he goes, I was all over the ring. He goes, I had no idea what the hell I was even doing because he was thrown right in the main event. And he never did it before.
yeah,
But he
yeah,
says these guys worked with him, and he says again, once like I said earlier, he goes, "You get the opportunity, you take it." And he says, "Guys hate you in the back, but you
yeah,
know what? It's a business."
yeah.
Yeah,
And the other thing is too, I don't know as far as factual information or if it was just part of the storyline when Randy Orton became one of the youngest uh, champions for them of all time.
no, he said
But
that happened. Yes,
yeah,
yep.
so he became one of the youngest. He was like what? Not even 25 years old. He was like what, 22, 21?
22, 23.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like that. So, that's pretty impressive,
yeah.
you
He
know.
said it pissed everybody off in the back, but
Yeah, well, I can understand that.
yeah,
A lot of other people pissed a lot of people off, like John Cena when he
yep,
came. He became the cornerstone for the company for a long time, and
yep.
there was a lot of rumors that John Cena held a lot of guys down and pissed people off. But once again, he took advantage of a situation that propelled him as a star.
I believe Orton also talked about him, and he
Mhm.
says how Cena helped his career
Right.
because Cena. Cena's been in wrestling for a long time. I didn't realize how long he was in wrestling for.
Yeah.
And he says he said he's a great guy. A lot of people don't like him, but he's a great guy, and he helped his career big time.
Yeah.
He taught him a lot of wrestling.
I don't know if people know this, but John Cena started out when they were originally called Ohio Valley Wrestling. And
Yep.
Ohio Valley Wrestling used to be like the NXT for WWF back before they became WWE. And before they had their own performance center, they used to recruit from different smaller independent, wrestling company. And Ohio Valley Wrestling was a very big independent company where they used to recruit a lot of their younger stars. And a lot of people that don't know, a lot of stars came from Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Oh, I just got a thing for my thing. It says he wants me to restart my computer. I'm not going to do that.
No.
It says there's an update. We want to restart in 10 seconds. I'm like,
I'd be doing the show all by myself.
I'll be like this to my cell phone. Okay, guys.
It's all good. We'll make it work. So, all right. We did the Heart Foundation. We did the Samoa, Hawaiian. And just to clarify, there's a difference between Samoan and Hawaiian. They're not the same thing.
They're not?
No.
Oh my God. Pretty soon you can tell me Italians and Irish are different too. I'm not familiar with the whole family, but you remember the Wyndhams?
Yes, Barry Windham.
Yep. I was when I watched wrestling, I watched the Four Horsemen, but I didn't watch them as much as the other federations because when all TV channels I had back then, I could only watch certain things.
Yeah.
So when the Horsemen played and wrestled, I didn't know much about the Horsemen until later on in life.
Right.
But Barry Windham was he I don't know, was he a cowboy? Was he?
Kind of. Didn't he team up with Terry Bam Bam Gordy?
Yes.
Right.
Yep. And they have him here with Kurt Hennig also.
Right. Oh wow. And I don't know if she's related. I gotta find this out, but he was actually married to Kebra Hart. Last name is Hart. I don't know if is this any relation. Kebra Hart.
Kebra Hart. I don't know. That's something to look at now too. Our next podcast.
Yeah. So he was the son of Blackjack Mulligan. So everybody knows Blackjack Mulligan.
Yeah, Blackjack Mulligan. You happen to say it? And here I put one of these things up. The Mulligans.
Yeah. Well, here we go. I don't know if you know this, but guess who his brother is?
Who?
Mike Rotunda. Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law, okay.
Yeah. And Mike Rotunda's nephews is Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas.
Bray Wyatt. Psycho. So Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt are related.
Yeah.
Those are two opposites.
Yeah, for real.
Two opposites. I remember Bo Dallas first came out. I liked him, but then he started getting a little weird.
Yeah.
But Bray Wyatt, I actually like Bray Wyatt though.
Blackjack Mulligan was actually not Mulligan. I'm sorry. Barry Windham was trained by not only his father, but actually Harley Race.
Harley Race is a great wrestler.
Yeah. So he's now actually divorced from Kebra Hart. They're no longer married. But I'm wondering if they're related because it's spelled the same. Hart.
Could be.
Oh man.
What I'll do is I'll have you talk about this next family because you really like them. The Rhodes family.
The what?
The Rhodes.
Oh, Cody Rhodes?
Yep. Yeah, well, you like the Rhodes.
Yeah.
I was always a Dusty fan.
Yeah.
But then after that, he got very big.
Yeah, Yeah. What was it? The yellow and black polka dot. Remember?
Hmm. I used to come out dancing around,
Yeah.
strutting the stuff. And
Yeah.
he used to do like this, the fist, and then the
Yeah.
elbow.
Yeah. I can't do that.
Because then you got Cody Rhodes,
Hmm.
but what the hell's his brother's name again?
Dustin.
Dustin Rhodes. Dustin was actually a very good wrestler. I think Dustin was definitely better than Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways he is. The gimmick wise, definitely much better. Cody Rhodes didn't really have too many gimmicks. He was always known as just Cody Rhodes. But um, for those who don't know Dustin, he was known as Gold Dust. Remember Gold Dust?
Yep. Yep.
So, and his wife was Terry Runnels.
Yep.
Yeah. So they went by his last name. He went by Reynolds because they believe it or not had a really deep family feud between the two brothers and the father because the father always catered, I think, to the younger brother, and I think Dustin Rhodes had some issues, like mental issues with that, and they split off, and he took the name Reynolds. If I have that history correct, which I think I do.
You probably do.
Yeah, yeah,
Your
I'm a big
history's a little better than mine.
yeah, I'm a big Rhodes fan.
Hey, I know you are. That's why I forget. Have you talk about the roads?
Yeah.
There's another guy too. Alberto Del Rio. He's
Okay.
not on. He's not on our list, and I did some research on him, only because I found out he's related to Mil Mascaras.
Really?
And I did some research, and it says here I think that's his uncle. And I'll tell you, I love Mil Mascaras. I always liked that wrestler.
Wow.
Yeah, says yeah, that's his nephew, Mil Mascaras.
I didn't know that.
And that's why he won the Rio. He's a very good wrestler, and I wondered why. Now I know why.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you ever watch Mil Mascaras wrestle, he had this form. He'd come out like walking like a heel toe thing, like upright, perfect form, and then he'd go down and toe hold you down in seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. But unfortunately, Del Rio is now in jail for physical abuse.
Oh
So
well.
yeah, he believe it or not, he went out with Paige. If everybody remembers Paige.
I have a bug in here. I'm swinging at. Something just flew past me. I'm like, God damn it!
As long as it's
I,
not a stink bug,
no, I had my headphones. I couldn't reach him. This thing's been bothering me for weeks. They finally he came right to the computer. I couldn't get to him.
that'd be funny. You hit him and it hit it into the computer and everything shuts off.
Yeah. Well, I off off the record with this one. This is not about wrestling, but I had a visit, I believe, from a friend here. I don't
Okay.
know what happened, but where I'm sitting now, I have my rocking chair behind me. I'm watching my TV, and then out of nowhere, this damn bug's back me by me again. And out of nowhere, my rocking chair with me in it, 200 pounds, leans all the way back. Slow motion stops. It continues back to my head's almost on the floor.
Uh,
And I hit all my computer stuff and nothing fell, thank God.
wow.
I was like, oh, there won't be no podcast for me.
Yeah. Well, good thing you didn't get hurt.
Yeah, no, I was more worried about the laptop and stuff. I can't afford no more of these things.
Yeah, but I don't want you to hit your head and get concussion or anything.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody it's Corona.
Blame it on COVID. Everything's blamed on COVID.
It's COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
I decided, guys come to the other day. Are you going to get your shots? I'm like, I said, I already have my shots. Really? How many? Really? I go, you got two. I had 8 shots last weekend. 8 shots. I'm like, yeah, 8 shots of tequila. I go, tequila kills everything.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, I know. I'm like I don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm just like really done with the whole COVID thing. I'm done with the whole vaccine thing. I
Yeah.
just think people are getting a little crazy with it.
I would just wish things to get back to normal because I mean, again, I do watch the wrestling events and I don't know if you watched it last weekend. I think it was. Sheamus was wrestling against Sheamus against McIntyre,
Yeah,
and he went and he threw him. I think it was McIntyre threw Sheamus, or one of I forgot who it was, but they threw him right through one of the TV monitors.
yeah, yeah.
I can imagine you watching the thing, you pay for your thing, all of a sudden that guy goes flying through your screen.
Yeah, well, now you can't watch no more.
You can't watch it done.
I know, and I wonder if they have to pay to be there, like in that aspect of.
Oh, I'm sure they do. There ain't nothing free.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know,
sure.
but I'd like to know how they got to do that because I never saw any announcements or a way of getting to do that because they never said anything.
Unless and everybody staged with that too.
I don't know.
Unless they're all employees or whatever.
Yeah, could be. I don't know, but
I mean, a few times you watch it, the wrestlers are on it sometimes too.
yeah,
Wrestlers from home are watching it, and and you see them on the show doing that.
yeah. I remember Kenny Omega. They spotted him from AEW. He's now the current AEW champion. They spotted him on one of them, and they were like, "That's Kenny Omega. He's watching WWE."
That'd be cool. The wrestlers watching it, and then the actual wrestler would be behind them, behind the monitor. That'd be cool. And all of a sudden they come out and just attack somebody and like disappear.
Yeah, Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just watching Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome last night because we just recently watched the Tina Turner documentary. So I was in the mood to watch it after that. So I was like, I gotta watch Tina Turner now. And yeah, so two men enter, one man leave. Remember they would say that?
Haven't seen that in a long time. That one.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I like the Mad Max franchise. Good.
Oh yeah.
Mel Gibson and that was good. So
Let's see. So what do we got here now?
yeah, I know we got off topic a little bit.
Yeah, the Briscoes.
Okay.
I used to follow Jack Briscoe
All right.
when I watched wrestling. Back in the days, I got a thing here, and when that's when he wrestled against Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch,
Yeah.
1984.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, Jack Briscoe and his brother. What the hell's his brother's name again?
Oh wow! I never knew this guy was. I'm sorry. I was just reading more of my research.
Well,
This
did
one on my list. I was gonna.
did somebody just whisper something over there?
Yeah, my wife did. Sorry.
Oh, okay, dude. I said, what the hell's this? I was like, oh, I'm.
So the DiBiase's. I never remember my Iron Mike.
Yes.
Okay, he's actually related. To,
Is he?
Yeah, to the DiBiase's. I never knew. See what you learn.
Look at that, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, we were talking about the Briscoes, correct?
Yes.
Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, I'm trying to find his brother's name. I have Jack Briscoe, and
Jack Briscoe, wasn't it?
that was a Don or
Yeah, for some reason, yeah, I think wasn't it Donnie Briscoe?
I think so. I'm not like that. I'm like I lost it. I
I
had
don't
it
know
here.
why that comes to my head for some reason.
But Jack Briscoe was like the main guy of the both of the two, though.
Yeah, Pat Briscoe,
Pat,
right?
now I got to look that up. Briscoe brothers.
Yeah, I think it was Pat Briscoe because wasn't he one of the first Intercontinental champions?
It could be Briscoe brothers. I look Briscoe brothers. It doesn't come as wrestling. It comes as a body shop. I guess I'd look for wrestlers, huh?
There you go.
Yeah, I got things called Briscoe Body Shop. Okay, so we had the Briscoe brothers. Was Jay Briscoe, Jay,
Briscoe, okay.
Mark Briscoe, and Mark Briscoe's another one here. And Gerald Briscoe, also Gerald. He must have been the dad.
Okay. There you go.
Let's see. Actually, no, it says here's Gerald Briscoe. His brother was Jack Briscoe.
Jack Briscoe, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so Jack and Gerald Briscoe.
Gerald. All right.
You figure I don't know that since my name is Gerard. Yeah.
How about the the Vakins? You
Which
remember
one?
Mad Dog, Maurice?
Oh yeah, that nut.
Mad Dog Maurice and Butcher.
Yeah, he was a sick puppy though. Did who's that woman
Vashon.
that
That's how you pronounce it. The Vashons.
Vashans?
Yeah. And then you had that crazy chick, Vivian.
Vivian, that's the one. Yeah, yeah. You got Mad
Luna
Dog, Vashan, and Butcher.
and Luna.
Luna. Yeah,
And all right. The Hennings. Mr.
Kurt
Parker.
Hennig.
Kurt Henning. You had Larry the Axe Henning. That was his father. Then you also had, the hell was it? Curtis Axel was related to him.
He was actually a wrestler, Curtis Axel.
He was. They made a joke out of him though,
Yeah,
which is sad.
I mean he wasn't a Kurt Hennig though, obviously.
Yeah. Here we go. The Funks. The Funk had a big family.
Yeah,
Dory Funk Jr. and Sr. And you had Terry.
yeah.
And they had a big feud with Gene Knitsky.
See, and the thing is, I watched wrestling back in the days. I remember Terry and Dory Funk.
Yep.
Yeah, they were some bad A's. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yep. And then you got the McMahons.
I love watching now. You watch like Terry Funk, and he talks about he took Tommy Dreamer under his wing.
Yeah.
Did you watch the storyline with that one?
Yeah.
With Tommy Dreamer, he's like, "But you're like a dad to me," and he's smacking him all over the ring.
Yeah. I
But you're
remember.
like a dad. He's smacking him in the face.
I'm sure we're missing other people.
Yeah, the list I had, only like about 15 of them, but I'm sure there's a lot more family members.
Yeah. Yeah. If
But like
we're
some of the,
forgetting some prominent names, if anybody's listening, yeah, I know it's Easter, so we got like 0 listeners right now.
and what was last weekend too?
Yeah. So we're listening to ourselves talk. But if we get a response back, then we have problems.
I heard a whisper before, and I thought it was something else, but
No,
it was
that was
debunked.
Yeah.
It was debunked.
Yeah.
Well,
Although-
we got to figure like maybe like a paranormal wrestling event.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well, that
we
was
should do
great.
something like that. Try and contact the dead wrestlers.
Yeah. Well, look at Ron. He had gotten Roddy Piper coming through one of his gadgets there.
Yeah, I'm saying we should try that one time.
Yeah. That's cool.
Try something different.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. For those who don't know, me and Gerard are paranormal investigators. Part time. So we're into the paranormal. So.
We're a lot better at that than the wrestling.
Yep. Yep. I do another podcast called the Strange Oddities Podcast. Give it a like. Giving my own podcast a shout out there. So
and also Ronnie, he's also a paranormal guy himself.
Yeah, Ron, our friend Ron, that our third host, our part-time third host.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's Easter, so I get it. Everybody's doing their own Easter thing, and family functions are more important. So, but I want to wish everybody a happy Easter this weekend. This spring break, I was just on vacation. I can't believe how fast it went.
Yeah, no vacation for me till July.
Oh boy.
Yeah, working a lot of overtime this week. We have a bunch of guys in our place got sick again.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to cover different guys' shifts.
Right. Yeah, I can't complain because I'm not killing myself this summer because I we go by seniority as far as summer work. So when summer comes up, for those who don't know, I'm a security guard at a high school. But we go by seniority for summer work, and we have a list of like what work is available. And unfortunately, because I'm the low man on the totem pole, I'm at the bottom of the list, and I always get the short end of the stick every summer. And I get thrown in a hot freaking sauna booth every summer with no air conditioning. So I tend to use my car and run my AC in my car whenever I get too hot. But I'm hoping this summer that there's summer work available with the pandemic and everything. But if there is, I talked to my wife. I said I'm not killing myself in the heat this year, especially after being affected by COVID and all that stuff. So I want to chill this summer. I want to relax and enjoy my summer this year.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So hopefully, there'll be some good work to pass around this summer, and hopefully that can pan out the way I want to. I'm not getting stuck in a hot booth again.
Nah, nah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. And you got no air conditioning in there.
No, nope. So, that's what sucks. Like, they got the money. They can fix it up. They can put stuff like that in there. So it's just, we've been fighting for it, for them to fix it up and make it better for, whatever guards that work in it. So hopefully they do right by us eventually. So,
For our next podcast, wrestlers who are security guards who got put in hot boots.
all right. So, well, let's tell our viewers and listeners, Gerard, where can they watch our podcast?
Let's see. I'm looking right now. I don't see anybody, but they can find us on Facebook on the Deadman's Triad Wrestling Podcast, and also you can find us on YouTube on the the Deadman's Triad Wrestling Podcast.
There you go. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our podcast. There's a little bell on the main page of our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the show. Spread the word, spread the love. We support other podcasts, so we'd appreciate if you let everybody know that we do a wrestling podcast every Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I know it's a tough time because Sunday mornings our ghost hunting friends are still sleeping.
Those are the only friends we have now.
But yeah, so we have a chat. If you want to chat during the show, it's not much. There is one. It's the comments section of the Facebook page and YouTube page. So if you comment, that's basically where we see our comments. We will see everybody's thing there. And if you have questions about the topics, hopefully I think we've had pretty good topics. We just we need more people to watch the show.
Anybody watch the show?
So we got to get it out there more.
Yeah. And if nobody watches, at least we got the hangout talk.
Yeah. It's all good. But so it looks like the sun is finally trying to come out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little cloudy this morning.
I'm working on my garage right now. I'm going to try and put some covering on it. The damn raccoons keep getting in. And no matter what I do, they get in.
Those damn raccoons, they love you.
Damn raccoons. I'm going to put in my next podcast. Raccoon wrestlers.
There you go.
Wrestling raccoons.
Right. So I don't know. We got 5 minutes left. Trying to think what else we could squeeze in here for the last 5 minutes. I think we pretty much covered everybody, but if we haven't, feel free to comment anyway. Even if you don't watch the show live, you can still comment no matter where you watch it. So leave us some feedback if you enjoy the topics or if we left something out. If there's something we got wrong, we're not perfect. So if there's a possibility just because we know a lot of wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling history. Sometimes we mix shit up.
Sometimes? Oh my
Sometimes.
God.
So
I've been forgetting so much these days.
I know. Well, I'm 45. I think Gerard's a little older than I am. So
53.
our history of wrestling goes way back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of tough to remember everything. You're lucky I remember my own name these days.
Now, Hulk Hogan, doesn't he have a brother wrestles?
You know,
I mean, the storyline was Brutus Beefcake was his brother at one point, and I just don't see how that's possible.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Hang on.
Yeah, please.
All right. Well, I know he has a son and a daughter. Yeah, Brooke, right?
Yeah,
Brooke Hogan.
she got involved in wrestling for a short period, right?
Yeah.
Didn't she came out a couple times?
Well, remember the video you posted of Bully Ray was gonna marry his daughter in
Yeah.
Impact Wrestling when he was there.
Uh-huh.
That was a
Yep.
great storyline. I like the Aces and Eights storyline. It was good.
Yeah.
Nick Hogan was his son.
But Beefcake, now
Horace Hogan.
storyline.
I think that's who you're thinking of. That's his nephew, Horace Hogan. I
Yeah,
think he
but
was.
I think they said that Beefcake at one point was related to him. The storyline they were showing
Yeah,
Beefcake.
I'm looking it up.
We also got remember you got Bruno Sammartino and you got David Sammartino.
Yeah,
I mean, David was a decent wrestler, but
yeah,
he had his father's trade of wrestling, and that type of wrestling was outdated now as like wrestlers today.
right.
You know, they were like flat footed wrestlers. These guys today bounce all over the place.
Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about Beefcake though.
No, right?
No,
I mean, that was a storyline they were showing that they were like related at some point.
right. Yeah,
I
I
never
don't know.
believed it, but that wasn't.
Yeah, sometimes they really make it believable the storyline.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but all right, guys, we're gonna end this here. Basically at the end of the show. Again, we do have an email address. If you'd like to give us feedback privately or comment about anything wrestling, if there's any topics that you would like us to talk about, it's Deadman's Triad WP at gmail.com. We don't have a website. I'm going to work on putting together a website. Eventually, I'm going to wait for our show to grow a little bit, and then if it does, I'll get a website going. But otherwise, for now, you can just follow us on Facebook, like Gerard said. Follow us on YouTube. We're live every Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. I know. Last words, Gerard.
So everybody have a happy and safe Easter, and continue watching wrestling. And next week, don't forget WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania. It's actually split up into 2 days for this year's WrestleMania because there's a lot of matches that they're putting together this year, which I think is too many matches in my opinion. I think they should stick with the regular format of 4 hours for one night and leave it alone.
Yeah, WrestleMania. It's my birthday. WrestleMania and Fear the Walking Dead all starts the same night. Oh boy,
Yeah, so
I'm lost.
I don't think we're going to be doing a podcast next weekend.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. We'll see. Well,
And a birthday.
yeah, and a birthday. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Have a birthday wrestling podcast. Maybe somebody will show up. I'll throw an invitation out to everybody.
Yeah. So big shout out to everybody at home and happy Easter. Be well, be safe, and gonna play our video here and have a great weekend, guys.